And action. This is some international hip expo of international trafficking out of the Middle East. I would like for you to take your time and just enjoy these rhymes. This is the story of trafficking laid back macking. It all started one Sunday evening. Terry Starr was at this restaurant eating when he saw a strange woman sitting at a table alone. He went over to see her when he noticed he was on the bone. He asked her name. She told him Emerald, the beginning of the game. Terry knew by being local with this foreign lady in his corner he could find his focus. What the deal was going to be was a hookup on a passionate organization of Mahdi. It was a Chinese immigrant also on the scene, so the three of them left together to work on the scheme. They took her back to the studio where they did photography on the hoe. Well, Terry knew that just turning tricks wasn't gonna make him rich, couple John Valencia fits from time what to one day be legit with his new misfit. Now he already had a few black girls, but his main goal make connection with the old world. Terry's gonna try to get a shipment of Arabian women from the other side to enter the prostitution living, just hopefully they will enjoy the ride. He knew by the way Israel he could pull this off just a little more fighting to pay the boss. Mary made her debut by the way of penetrating on things she knew. Beautiful strippers the pimp was even married to. Though his wives had to be flippant for him anything sexual they would do. Now in prostitution books, most concerning looks. You probably have to be a model to make this man gossip, but the pay was good, so they kept things logic. The guy's queen was trying to make some calls overseas about the connection while the house about the mind and sex and affection. On this day, we was doing a show on the reservation when Terry ran to this Indian chick named Les. That was one of his meditations. She performed an act that was quite seductive at that habitat. We got to get the signs next to allow us to see theater. Women are weak, but pimps trying to find their feet. The secret you should keep with the sounds like big booty. They found them to be fun and fruity. On an average night, you made like $1,000, but some of these chicks being high as a kite thing wasn't just possible. Now, the basic routine was getting her back on the scene. In fact, Mrs. Starr was clean. The new arrival fire, that was the team's dream. Meanwhile, out on the strip, one of the red bones ran to Sir Charles, wanted her to kiss his lips. Don't get me wrong, it takes hands-on activity to keep it original, though these tricks, they business or practice physical. The life is good if you can make it, but just don't hate or fake it. Mr. Starr was trying to figure out that international time zone. The minor was calm, but it was to be left alone. To find something rare as if a breeze blowing through the air. The big pimps understood it there to keep the hoes in line. It has to be all good anyway. She's so fine. Sometimes knock on wood to be the best what you do. The guy's queen he got in touch with a person she once knew. It was a slow process for maybe to do what he do. Pregnancy was a part of pimping from my understanding. It was many bodies together to be whole. That's what makes this pose. Sweet brown skin makes them want to stick it in, whether late at night before a day is better get laid, just right the way they portray. This impeachment was starting to talk. So I got it with Sunny Sleeves to find the leak. I like the way you walk. If it was up to me, it'd be a law against the stalk. Him and Coco was on the down low. I mean, I didn't want this new venture to work, so I let him rent her for a day. Life is fast when you set an ass. Charity's young queen still have dreams. The money's good every day long and still gets that play. The birds and bees had trees Adam and Eve had these Eastern Schmidt just want to please. A baby doll in the face, a duck in the waist, speculating jump, come on out tonight, taking a taste. Without strip club in Terry possession, he started regretting his obsession. If you take pride in the way she rides, go pro, but don't make this connection to the other side. Tricks come and go. That photography keeps them on the show. If you would like, just enjoy this first class flight. Though Pooh was young when she met Miss Star, she was still a hoe and had to go far. Big boobs, big ass, and a lot of cash. Well, if I would find fame in my domain, I had what the discs have roller portrayed in modern day to me, prostituting stepping away. It's okay to teach her to play. Me personally, I don't see anything wrong with good old fashioned fun and being on the run. Peep it out, a set of girls that no doubt make me and hers kind of advanced with modern of view within cosmetology. I'm true to the life, I'll sell you a wife. Two Arabs connected on some of that logic behind the international time zone. Theme would come together better than Buzz leather. To possess a virgin untouched was big pimping, not allowing a surge to operate and go to mending. Photography was an aspect of culture. This sister wanted to be a lover. Miss Star would let another brother touch her. Give it to the game, my daily bread. Feel my pains, you blow in the head. Southern royalty made things of loyalty have become king. To see dream was just a side effect, don't get me wrong, it sells sex. Living all alone can be an illusion. If you're in your home, there's got to be some confusion. So here's Trace, a cute and petite lady, something sweet you can eat daily. Old Africa is also a part of me, but be careful why I fit in your fantasy. To break hearts was a good start, and being built up like a beehive with some more jive. Fashion was a way to socialize. So feed desire is real attire. Star had some white women. He was pimping. Looking to the white things made the stuff to be within the big change. Miss Hunter was able to move her body. She was using for her modeling, so just a bed and come out and pay for the white collar record, spending big dollars and surfing. Over here in this continent, money was made to be spent. The era of Cadillacs about just found on these facts and don't look back. And modern ages was not easy to attain. If you join a life, there's got to be a way to maintain. The star was a sweet pimp to him admit this new shipment. But better versus what we have here. Here's another old school cutie. Don't break the golden rule. Just try to stay cool when you're out on the strip underneath maybe wet lips. Keep the attraction. You can find satisfaction. Do some of these dolls, me and you. After Mr. Starr and the boss had their meeting, the team was closer to achieving this new greeting. We heard they were leaving and would be in pretty soon, otherwise we'd be marooned. There's something to have these kind of women formed and bending Terry, not just a local, but a sweeter player than the Joker. And wild card in the deck, here's some more sex. Everybody likes booty, even the boss, with an operation stifles to be flossed. This is Tiny Mega Man like this black diva named Diane. Whether he beat her, we didn't understand. We had to feed it and teach the plan. Always stay a step ahead or you might get misled. Late nights makes it great. Do whatever it takes to keep the money straight. Now, some of the Hindis from downtown when they on this ad, it was not just the blacks. As you see, money have become an obstacle course, therefore sexual intercourse have become a good source. The picture this Deville was a southern thrill that might be a touch of class. Peep at that ass. If you get ahead of yourself, slow your roll. It takes time to make this world. Though she's so fine, don't forget to have good health. A greeting from this senorita was a column feature from Mr. Starr's sequel. I thought a lot of hoes was down, though up on my head I was crying. To have a section encounter immigration in the flesh leads to vexations and migration to the west. And these hungry hounds were foaming out of the mouth for it to arrive in the south. I'm live giving to the game a pimp thing. Esmeralda had just about pulled it off. Nothing on and time to enter the land of the lost. The priority was still on the table. Always not incapable of finding fun to be a success was just a taboo from the game of sex. Enter this world of tribal women from the other side, old school living in the body pretending. Well, Mrs. Rice got up with rare parfait. He was hoping to see her up on another day. Just enjoy her while you got her, cause the meow might not purr. Fascination of white sex had some gentlemen making big bets. He thanked me for our wit when he got some of it. Here it is, originally the deal. Mr. Starr was the only pimp on this episode. There had to be a way to take control. So the players dwell in layers, thick and rich and chocolate was this trick. Don't get me wrong, I need some help for someone who knew, and yes, she belonged. This new feat was up the street is unique. My kid mama was even sweeter one. A playgirl that had ass out this world. My class is teaching and reaching for something out there that flows up in the air somewhere, but without a doubt, I was fair. Let's try to get real established in this laboratory. We discover glory. People did sheet warm and untorn. When Angel made her debut, she was a stranger to you. Pretty young thing, I believe she had became. The love of the bubble, it's about time for closure. I'm going to show us slow the groove of this whole make pocket moves in the ship's row. A celebration has started over at Esmeralda's court. They had made the connection between the Arabs that had departed. It was time to make this funding, and Mr. Starr wasn't running. In fact, it was time to take it to the top and hope the money never stops, while this pornographic love was something you couldn't get enough of. Femininity was a culture for the prostitution game. A pill that was on the issue if you couldn't rain. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Coco loves her pander. I don't want to be slandered. Pay me money and do the damage of love making was an ass shaking. And now we would like to introduce you to these newbies. First up, we have feline. An Arab really quite fine to enter the intercourse. You have to find a good source. While your fantasy is trying to be reached, she will let you seek. The hard one was if a bottle of gin pouring the end. Actually, the white women were everywhere with all that long ass hair. For what it's worth, I had given birth to another me. Here's some more sex out of see what you like a cup of tea. Extraordinary was Terry, knowing it was on. We started going strong. The best of music is playing in your ear. I guess you can hear orgasm of a player spasm and conquer the hated to form bonnets about it took fun to be gossip. So just believe in them pimp days while the discos plays cause she's at a state. Here's Ori, a thick trick. She will sit down on that and do it from the back. Remember, I'm crowned to the max. Leb and lounge you beat to your advance, come out and do the damage. I'm on the get rich list. A full-grown sex doll is what you found in this house. I guess it's for a good cause. A fauna from the old world is to control. Do you like me, old girl? Well, Mr. Starr and his young queen were cleaning up because the John just couldn't get enough of this good stuff. Even the Henleys wanted to be down. The man was meeting her across town. The art of sex was a test to change you. Hey, Marisha, the Indian teacher, your flesh is weak. Let's make love and feast. Puss out of the east, Mr. Starr, very unique. Dreams do come true. The boss even had a few of these dolls in his dope field to keep it real. Don't get me wrong, we all got people, some say it wasn't equal. To formalize an era giving a girl as a garden horse to a door, come out and get some more of this flashy lines war. Watch her dance, take time to glance at this romance. All to yourself makes my wealth. Let's communicate about making a date. Please don't be late. Just do whatever it takes to come on through and penetrate. And we would like to thank our fans for your time. The girls are yours and mine. The old world is now doing fine, and Mr. Starr turned the water into wine. A mixed race with pretty face. So this is the end of the pimp script with wet lips. And cut.